Marie Curie, the radiance of knowledge at the end of the 19th century. The world stood on the edge of a new age. Electric light illuminated cities, machines reshaped industries, and science promised progress. Yet, in this age of discovery, women were still told their place was at home, not in the laboratory. In Warsaw, a young woman refused to believe that. Her name was Maria Skłodowska, born in 1867 in occupied Poland, where learning Polish itself was an act of resistance. Her parents, both teachers, instilled in her the belief that knowledge was freedom. Brilliant and curious, Maria longed for higher education, but universities barred women. She joined the secret flying University of Warsaw, where women met in private homes to study science, philosophy, and language under the risk of arrest. It was there that she vowed nothing would stop her from becoming a scientist. At 24, she left for Paris. There she became Marie, studying physics and mathematics at the Sorbonne. Life was harsh. She lived in an unheated attic, studying under candlelight and often fainting from hunger. Yet her determination burned brighter than her lamp. In Paris, she met Pierre Curie, a quiet physicist known for his work on magnetism and crystals. Their connection was immediate, a meeting of minds united by curiosity and respect. In 1895, they married, not for wealth or convenience, but for shared purpose. Together, they transformed a cold shed behind the School of Physics into their laboratory. It was humble, filled with broken equipment and toxic fumes, but it became the birthplace of discoveries that changed humanity. In 1896, Henry Becquerel found that uranium emitted mysterious invisible rays. Marie, fascinated, chose this for her doctoral research. Using precise measurements, she defined the phenomenon and gave it a name: radioactivity. She discovered that some minerals, like pitchblende, emitted far more radiation than uranium itself. This meant new elements were hidden inside. She and Pierre spent years stirring tons of pitchblende with iron rods, boiling, filtering, and testing in endless cycles. Their hands blistered from acid. Their clothes reeked of metal. But in 1898, their patience was rewarded. They discovered polonium, named after Marie's homeland, and soon after, radium, an element that glowed softly blue in the dark. The world was mesmerized by the Curie's discoveries. Scientists hailed the new elements as marvels of nature. Newspapers called them miracle rays, yet few recognized that the driving mind behind the work was a woman. Marie often signed her papers as Ming Curie to avoid prejudice. In 1903, the Nobel Committee awarded the Physics Prize to Pierre Curie and Henry Becquerel, omitting Marie's name until Pierre insisted she be included. Thus, she became the first woman ever to win a Nobel Prize. Fame followed, but wealth did not. The Curies refused to patent radium, believing knowledge belonged to everyone. Meanwhile, society fell in love with radium's glow. Companies sold radium water and radium creams, unaware of the deadly effects of radiation. Tragedy struck in 1906 when Pierre was killed by a horse-drawn carriage on a rainy Paris street. Marie's world shattered, yet she found strength in the one place she always had: her work. The Sorbonne invited her to take Pierre's position, making her the first female professor in the university's history. Her lectures were calm, precise, and deeply moving. She continued their experiments, isolating pure radium in 1910, a scientific feat no one had achieved before. In 1911, she won her second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry for discovering polonium and radium and defining the concept of radioactivity itself. She became the first person, man or woman, to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different sciences. But her triumph brought scandal. The press invaded her privacy, publishing letters and mocking her as a foreign woman in a man's world. She ignored them and kept working. Her body, however, began to bear the cost. Years of exposure to radiation weakened her health. Her hands were burned, her bones fragile. Still, she refused to retreat. She kept a vial of radium by her bedside, mesmerized by its soft light, unaware that it was slowly destroying her. When World War I broke out, Marie turned her knowledge to saving lives. She developed mobile X-ray units called Little Curies, bringing radiography to the battlefield. She trained nurses, drove to the front with her daughter Irene, and used her inventions to locate bullets and fractures in wounded soldiers. Her work saved thousands of lives. After the war, she founded the Radium Institute in Paris, dedicated to medical research and the study of radiation. Her vision was simple and noble. Science should serve humanity. In 1921, she traveled to the United States to raise funds for her research. By the 1930s, Marie's health declined. Years of radiation exposure caused anemia and cataracts, yet she continued to teach and research. Her daughter Irene Joliot Curie and son-in-law Frederick carried on her work, discovering artificial radioactivity and winning their own Nobel Prize in 1935. The legacy of knowledge glowed on. Marie Curie died in 1934 at the age of 66 from aplastic anemia caused by radiation exposure. She was buried beside Pierre and later reinterred in the Pantheon in Paris, the first woman honored there for her own achievements. Her tomb was lined with lead to shield the lingering radiation of her notebooks, which remain radioactive even today. Her discoveries changed the world. She gave humanity new tools to heal and to understand, but also a warning about the power of knowledge. The same rays that revealed the invisible could both cure and destroy. She stood at the crossroads of progress and danger, holding the light with steady hands. Marie Curie's story is not only about science. It is about perseverance, humility, and the belief that truth matters more than comfort. She refused to let poverty, grief, or prejudice stop her. She believed that curiosity and courage could move humanity forward. Her work laid the foundation for modern physics, chemistry, and medicine. Every X-ray taken, every radiation treatment given, every atom studied, all carried the echo of her name. Einstein once said that Marie Curie was the only person not corrupted by fame. She lived simply, dressed modestly, and never forgot why she began: to understand the world and to help others through knowledge. She discovered the light within matter, but more importantly, she revealed the strength within the human spirit. Her life was the radiance of knowledge, light born from darkness, wisdom born from sacrifice. She taught us that true power is not domination, but discovery. Not fame, but purpose. Her brilliance continues to shine in every scientist who dares to ask why. Marie Curie proved that the pursuit of truth can illuminate the world. And even in silence, her light still glows, steady, eternal, and pure. Subscribe to BioUniverse, the feminine universe and the history of women in science, and discover the brilliant minds who changed the world through courage, discovery, and the unwavering pursuit of knowledge.